Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the 5 things that I love about the all-new Ford Bronco Raptor. As always, before we get into the video, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Now the first thing is the looks. Now the looks of the Ford Bronco Raptor are definitely controversial, right? A lot of people are not exactly a fan of the gigantic fender flares and not gigantic fenders like what the F-150 Raptor has had since it was released. But here's the deal, I'm a person that's all about function over form, and so I think this thing looks really cool because it is, again, function over form. So it's got these gigantic fender flares so that it can fit the gigantic tires and the beefed up suspension and everything. And so for me, like, this whole setup I think looks really cool, but I will concede that the regular Bronco Sasquatch probably looks a little bit prettier when you're talking about pure aesthetics. But in terms of like just looking crazy and just badass overall, I think the Bronco Raptor definitely fits the bill in terms of its just exterior styling. Now number 2 is the interior. Now this is something that I feel like goes without arguing in terms of which one's better, and that is the interior of the Bronco Raptor. These seats, and these are the vinyl seats, not even the fully upgraded seats you can get in the Bronco Raptor, just look so much better, and they're more comfortable compared to the regular Bronco seats, first off. And so like that part of the interior, which is a huge part of the interior, the seats look a lot better than the regular Bronco. And I love all the code orange accents and the carbon fiber on this one as well. The full digital gauge cluster is another thing that just definitely brings up the interior quite a bit. And then also this big chunky steering wheel I gotta stop making that joke. Paddle shifters there in the back, which are absolutely massive. And so again, it's little touches, but all those little touches together just make this interior feel quite a bit more special compared to a regular Bronco. Number 3 is the transmission. So with these videos, I typically am just doing like a walk around and talking about the things that I like about the vehicle. And so we're not going to drive it, but if you guys want to see driving impressions with this, go to the main Ben Hardy channel and you will see that. But basically, this transmission is tuned more similarly to the F-150 Raptor rather than the regular Bronco. So it's a lot quicker to shift, a lot smoother, and it is just the best transmission tuning in a new Ford Bronco by far. It just has this cool sporty feel, but again, it's still really smooth, and the paddles are really responsive. And so Ford's just absolutely nailed it. And again, like I said, if you want to feel how this transmission feels, just go drive a Gen 3 Ford Raptor, F-150 Raptor, and the transmission tuning's identical. Now, number 4 is easy to use tech. Now, this also applies to the regular Bronco as well, but it, also applies to the Bronco Raptor, and that's just the fact that all the tech is easy to use. So first off, this is literally like basically off-roading for dummies in terms of how easy it is to use a lot of the tech in this. So like steering, you have a button right here front and center to change the steering feel. Same thing with the shock, same thing with the exhaust. And then all these buttons up here for off-road tech, like the stabilizer bar disconnect, the lockers, the trail turn assist, they're pretty much instantaneous in terms of the response when you press the button and then the option comes into effect. And so someone that doesn't understand anything about off-roading can basically just jump in this and then use the functions, and it's super seamless. Whereas like with the Jeep Wrangler, and that's my Wrangler by the way, you have to, like, just to get into four-wheel low, for example, you have to roll forward in neutral at like under 5 miles an hour, and then you can get in four-wheel low. Whereas this, I basically just have to put the Bronco in neutral and then just press a button and then it happens. And then same thing with the lockers on that. They always take a second to engage, whereas this, it's like instantaneous with everything. And so overall, the off-road tech's really easy to use. And then the rest of the tech, right, it's got like a 360 camera system, which the Jeep Wrangler frankly does not have a 360 camera system. So you don't get this like bird's eye view with the Jeep Wrangler. And so just between like the tech off-road and then just the regular tech, it's just really easy to use. And I think that Ford did a great job with the Bronco with that. Now, number 5 is the off-road capability. So again, if you want to see off-road driving with the Bronco Raptor, go to the main channel. You guys can see my off-road review. But for this video, all I have to tell you guys is this thing is absolutely insane from an off-road perspective, and that is really where this shines. It's not with how this drives on-road, it's with how it drives off-road. Basically, what this combines is Jeep Wrangler crawling capability with Ford F-150 Raptor high-speed capability, and this thing can just destroy every single type of off-road trail at such a quick pace. It is ridiculous. This really does shrink the off-road world. I'm serious. Like most off-road trails, you can pretty much take this at 2 to 3 times the speed of any other vehicle pretty much. And so like I said, it shrinks the world, and it's pretty crazy. And I'd have to say it's probably the best off-roader that I have ever driven. And again, that's where the Bronco Raptor really shines. That's gonna sum things up for the 5 things that I love about the new Ford Bronco Raptor. With that being said, I'll see all of you in that next video.